Alright, busy gamers, welcome to Enhanced Ephemeral Gaming, where I try to bring you the best games to fit in your busy schedule. I'm Adam, and today we're going to take a look at Temtem. If you're familiar with the First Look series, go ahead and feel free to skip straight to the gameplay or discussion session, and if you're looking for the full review with my scores, I'll put that in the link of the show notes as soon as it's posted. Those first few minutes of a game are just so crucial. They set the tone, they determine if a game will really grab hold of you and make you want more. Games that require you to put in the time just to get going don't really fit this channel, as I want you to get the most out of every minute of your precious gaming time. So for this series, I'll be bringing you along with me as I first step foot into a game. I'm even going to put a timer up in the top right hand corner of the screen and play for only 30 minutes. As I play, I'm going to give you my live thoughts and reactions before giving you a short summary at the end, discussing what was good, what was bad, and how excited or not I am about playing through to build out the rest of the review. So for today's look, we are going to be taking a look at Temtem, a creature collector that is so reminiscent of Pokemon in its look, we all really wondered just how it got by without a lawsuit or two. This game was developed by Crema and published by Humble Games. So why did we choose this game? First and foremost, it is like Pokemon, but it bills itself as a game for people who wanted Pokemon to be more. Specifically, more strategy, more difficulty, a more in-depth story. Basically Pokemon, but for adults. Not necessarily dark, but for people who have a little bit of a deeper gaming sense. Now, this game is also an MMO, so it's going to have some social aspects, and it lets you play with anyone and everyone. So I'll have to admit, I've got a little bit of a nostalgia for Pokemon, but as an adult, I have tried all of the new games. None of them have ever managed to grab me and hold me the same way that Pokemon did when I was younger. So let's see if Temtem can capture my attention for the first few minutes. Alright, so our timer is going, and we're going to be creating our first little character here. Now, I am going to try to move through this part as quick as possible, because nobody really needs to see me create a cute little guy over here. That being said, since it does have partial MMO aspects, I think it is still somewhat important to show you here. We do have a fair amount of customization, it seems. We've got a lot of different things going on here. Now, I'll say that it does not seem the head type and things of that nature have a drastic impact, as I am barely noting the differences here. Myself a little bit of an angular face, and go pseudo-aggressive there. Kind of hair. You know, I can never decide if I always want these people to look like myself, or a bit more of a unique version, slash, kind of what I wish I looked like. I'm going to give myself, for expediency's sake, we're just going to give myself some, roofy hair here, and I would not like red tips, so let's see what I can do. It's kind of a normal look to it. Yeah, let's do that. That feels good. Feels right. Some clothes. I've never been much of a Hawaiian look, so go here. Can tell my sense of style is strong, folks. It's good to see that there's a fair amount of customization here. Some people are really going to get into this. I usually just kind of create a normal looking character. That's always fine with me. See. Alright, that's something I would really wear in real life, so we'll go with it. Give myself a backpack. I'd probably want a bedroll, so we'll go with it. Gray backpack, red roll there. Hey, it looks solid. And as you've seen before, if it lets me name myself Altruis, I will. Myself a he, him pronoun. Both pretty childish voices, but we'll still go with it. Let me see if I can change my eye color really quickly. That's the only thing that I didn't really see. Ah, here we go. Do have greenish brown eyes, but we're going to go with that. And I feel happy with that. Alright, on to some real gameplay. I think I showed enough of the character creator there to just show that you do have some customization options. You can make yourself look relatively reasonable. It's got kind of a cartoony-esque feel, and I mean, it's cute. Nothing overly special, but cute. Wakey wakey, huh? Wow. What a really adorable stuffed toy I have here. I'm not much for big stuffed animals, but it's all good. People are waiting on me. I don't remember what day it is. Today is... my apprentice's eve. Apparently, apprenticeship is a holiday here. At Timpedia. So, you know, I'm gonna guess that's a Pokédex. Quintal device every tamer should have. The Timpedia records or crucial info on every Temtem seen or caught. Yours is a present from Ina. I'm gonna guess Ina is my mother. You're an apprentice now, soon you'll be headed to the academia, so I figure you need a good Timpedia. Thank you. Lists all the Temtem I capture, stores info about them. Professor Constantinos showed us how to use his. You have your own? Yep, they're all waiting on you. Okay, that wasn't too belabored. I can move by the WASD keys, or I can right-click. There's nothing really to inspect here. Don't see that as a problem. Environments are nice, very bright, very colorful. Honestly, I would say probably a higher graphical quality than most of the Pokemon games that you see out there. I apologize if the Pokemon comparisons are maybe not apt. It's very hard for me to think of this as something that is not a Pokemon-esque game. So I'll try to make more generalized comments going forwards, but it is probably good to draw that parallel. Now, even if you don't like Pokemon, maybe this game has merits, and I'm kind of hoping so, because none of those have grabbed me, like I said earlier. Some environmental effects. The water looks nice. It looks to be pseudo-large of an area. It's a big deal for me to be apprenticed, I can tell. And miss me. Got me pocket money. Very nice. They all chipped in, give me money. Very much love that. When I got older and went to college, none of my neighbors gave me money. Now, when I was younger, I technically lived out in the middle of nowhere. Had 20 acres, so maybe, you know, that could really contribute. Max, we are waiting for the professor. Okay, so I've got a little friend or rival, and then a professor here. Elderly gentleman in glasses, which looks a lot like I do today, so I should, maybe not be so hard on the elderly gentleman in glasses. Okay, so academia is not quite university here. I should have gauged that I wasn't in college age in this game. Apparently I am bad at handling my Temtem. Go to the lab. And my mother is proud of me, which is good. Very positive. Navigating the archipelago. Minimap can be seen at all times in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Full map can be opened using the M button. That is fairly standard. Next to the E button. Well-marked symbology. Easy to get the hang of, easy to move things around. Both main and secondary quests, which makes sense since this is somewhat of an MMO, will be transferred and tracked off to the right side here. Quest tracker will show current objective upon all open quests. Okay, I like that. All on board so far. The minimap is nice. you move around pretty snappy, pretty quick. I can indeed just randomly explore people's houses. I'm not really going to do that here. It's possible there's found items and things. Doesn't really seem to be too necessary. Now let's pull the map up and kind of have it reveal itself. So we have some form of a quest here, I assume, based on the exclamation part. And then we've got a star down here, which is probably our current objective. And pull way back on the map, which shows us a few additional things. And claw it back. I say it shows us additional things. It shows me what looks like planets. So maybe there are completely separate worlds here. Let's go ahead and advance this quest, especially because I think we're going to get our little starter here. You have to come here. Very well, kids. You know this is your Apprentice Eve, meaning you have already learned all the basic theory about Temtem. Ready to handle your first Temtem? See those glass jars? Each contains a different Temtem. And it does look like there are 3 of them. Like I said, I was going to try not to do many Pokemon things, but 3, just like in Pokemon. Digital Temtem are a very recent invention, my young friend. They are very seldom found. Oh! He already has one. Very cool. Okay. So Temtem can be created in this world. That's interesting. That's definitely not a Pokemon thing. And digital is very unique. You don't get to choose, sir, because you already have one. It would be unfair. Go ahead, see which one you like best. Take your time. I'm going to pick 100% visually here. I am a little bit struggling here. I kind of like this floaty person. Pushnik, a mental Temtem. Strong against neutral and melee, weak against crystal. Brought it from my alma mater. Let's say no for now. I'm going to guess this is a physical. Melee, yep. Strong against earth and crystal, weak against mental. Want it in a pub brawl, I like it. This guy may be more my type than I thought. Honestly, I can't really say that I do a whole lot of pub brawling. Okay, crystal turtle. And I'm really drawn to the psychic type, so we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna grab this psychic type. Who knows if that's a good or bad choice, but we are definitely gonna go with mental here. Like it. Got Hoochik. Now the only thing I don't like about here is it looks a little bit like a child, just kind of floating around there. It's mental, starts at a level 5. Got your stats. I don't know what SVs are here. Hopefully that gets explained later. And then trait, soft touch, but right click. If you right click the traits, when attacking a sleeping target, damage done is increased by 20% and the target will not wake up. That seems very useful, especially if this one can also put people to sleep. I'll send it to my squad, I assume. And time to get a move on. Open the menus using escape. Select the squad to check on your Temtem. One will be represented health, stamina, and experience. It's clear and easy. I have to enter details. Each Temtem is unique. A lot of visible data. You needn't worry about that right now. Okay, so it's going to explain it later. Later, it's going to kind of dole that out. Teacher's pet. Yeah, you know, maybe that actually does fit my general personality. I like that my Temtem physically follows me. That is nice. And they're in these, like, I don't know what that is. It's almost like it's a digital card that they're being saved on. I like the effect. The battle area is a little generic and plain and clear, but this is an MMO and it's low pressure on your computer, so that's good. Temtem can have 4 different techniques. Each has its own damage priority and effects. Check them all by Z. Okay. After selecting a technique, you can choose a target. Techniques targeted at Temtem or the team. White circles. Yep, seems good. Okay, so we have Psywave. But the other way around because Oh man, I'm really straight. Min Sana in, you know, I do not understand that at all in the writing there. Damage 65, stamina of 10, priority of 2 arrows. Hypnosis turns target asleep for 2 turns. I mean, and then kick. Primal and instinctive, sometimes a good kick is all you need. I'm gonna try to put him to sleep. I feel like I clicked on it and nothing happened. So what am I missing here? Can I not afford to do that? It says it's not ready. Okay, so I guess I don't understand why it's not ready. Kick says 8, Hypnosis says 20. I look to have 21, so we'll see why it's not ready. Maybe it will explain that later. It's a little frustrating, I won't lie. Okay, and it just one-shot killed me, so... I have to say that that is unpleasant, because there's nothing I could have done. Okay, so I didn't stand a chance. I guess that's good. I still don't understand why I couldn't put it to sleep. It's possible it's just a game mechanic, and it wanted you to lose the first battle. So he's going to heal me up. He's going to give me a Wind Temtem, which has Spoil Sport. Damage done with multi-target techniques are increased. So that's good. Send it to the squad. I'm hoping I can rename these later. May not look like much. Rarest I've ever found. More than meets the eye. Okay, so it has some story along. You know what? I agree with the other kid. I'm getting a lot of special treatment here. Just because he has something nice doesn't mean he shouldn't get other things. Well, I knew Temtem might relate to places of power. None on the island. So he's going to go consult with peers. And he's going to walk us to academia. That was an evil laugh, by the way. I don't know if you guys heard that in the background. But that laugh by the professor. Horrifying. Maybe you can travel on your own. Maybe terrifying. Okay, so yep, it's going to let me kind of move around. Tim cards. So similar to Pokeballs. Can't help but make the comparison. Won't go down without a fight. Have Balmed Heal. Okay. Okay. Can do some fighting and move along. Open the actions menu using escape. Navigate to the right. Select backpacks. Items are stored there. And backpack divided into different pockets. Different type of item. Medicine, capture, gear, courses. I don't know what courses are. Key and general item. Battle backpack can be accessed here. Yep, it's good. Recent pocket will showcase the recent used items. Okay, so if you use something commonly, get to see it again. You can apparently pull up a little computer there. I don't really know what I just did. I inspected that Temtem, but I don't know what it did for me. On the bottom right hand corner here, I have my Temtem, and I can just pick them up, which is kind of nice. I don't have to go anywhere. I can just look at them, and then I can flip between the two of them. Yeah, it does look like I have 22 stamina, so again, still unsure how I did that. Get out of that. So I can look at these, and I don't know what that's actually doing, but there are people here. I think these are actually real people. So these are those two people are actual players. And wander around. I'll go find this person. Now where's that thingy? Sorry I couldn't attend your big send-off. Okay, so this might be a quest just because she was marked on the map. I was just here by the sea. Okay, so she went for a swim and she lost something. And it was my mother's, so I probably should say I will find it. And how much can I go out into the water? Simple pleasures. I love that there was an option to say I've never been outside. Not 100% sure what that's all about, but disturbing all the same. A little bit of a beach going on. Looks like I can kind of travel around and talk to people. Okay, so this is Max's family. Apparently Max looks up to me, even though he's kind of rude. Makes sense for a rival, though. Couple lost in the forest. And they seem frustrated. This town is called Zadar. Okay. I don't know that I got anything for telling them the right answer. Doesn't mean I should have lied. Just means I have been trained by video games to always want the real answer. Well, always want a reward for giving out the real answer. Catch up with the Max, find the missing pendant. Those are things I need to do. We have not gotten into much. That battle didn't really do it for me as far as strategy or anything goes. So let's kind of run out here in the grass and see what happens. These are clearly, again, other players. This person's going to stop me. Please take care on the Precinct Coast. Remember to use balm. Okay, so just a warning before I go out here. And, yep, there's random encounters in the grass. It's done okay. Kuchik and Tuai. So battles are all going to happen with 2. Capturing untamed Temtem. Temtems will allow you to capture new ones. Use them from the backpack, throw them at the untamed. Different Tem card tiers that will affect chances. Weakening them or inflicting status conditions will increase my chances. Makes sense. Capturing Temtem species data will be registered in your Tempedia. Able to see technique effectivity. So I need to capture them and then I will know if something is effective or not. Okay, seems good. I still cannot use Hypnosis on turn 1, even though it looks like I have the required amount. It doesn't either look like I can use that. So I'm assuming priority means turn 2 or later. Well, this is a 3 on that though, so I still don't really understand. That is a menu. Oh, nope, right-clicking is a menu. So I don't know what this would do. I think this might be wait. I'm just going to kick something. And he can do both of his things right now, so we'll peck the same one. Try to take one down at a time. Animations are solid, nothing crazy. Again, the arena's a little bit bare here. Okay, in turn 2, I can do this, which again is a little confusing to me. Takes 20. It also appears that I lose health for the amount of stamina I don't have. So, very interesting. And then, let's see, let's just use a card. Try to catch this thing for that one's turn. Okay, it kind of digitizes it. It's a living creature that I'm digitizing somehow. Not 100% sure why that bothers me. It's a neutral thing. Tataroo. Stats aren't anything phenomenal, but this seems high. I'm just not excited about it. We're gonna I'm gonna immediately release it. I'm gonna put this one to sleep. I damaged myself due to overexertion. So yeah, I can indeed overdo things. Just overexerted last turn. So it looks like he does nothing. Yep. And then let's just... Is that thing asleep? That's the question. I don't think it is. I think it had a... I think it had a sub ability. Let's go ahead and capture this thing. I think in my mind... Okay, that's changing. Just have it wait. Just throw a card for the first one, have it wait. So in my mind, it's still good to capture everything once. If they look to be bad, then I really see no reason to keep them. This is wind, just like something I already have. Again, I don't really know what SVs are. I'm assuming they're special values or some kind of advancement value. Damage taken from Earth Techniques is reduced by 50%. Okay. It's a wind type, but I already have one. It looks like I can only ever have things in my squad or released. So that is very interesting. It's not like you own everything, you have a squad or not. I'm not actually sure I'm interested in owning it. I might just go ahead and release this for now. Doesn't really feel like I need it. I'll get some level ups. Shrill Voice, new skill. 42 damage, 14 stamina. Widely used by academia teachers. This neutral technique deafens the whole class team. Okay, interesting. I still don't really understand the priority system. It might be the speed of the attack. But it is not doing a great job explaining why I can't do some things first turn, but I can do them second turn. Alright, so a lot of people clearly got into fights right there. Things do stay damaged in between battles. It's not like we heal when we level. So we kind of have some wandering around to do here. I was going to say I don't understand why that person's in a fight. But again, just like Pokemon, apparently you can... Well, you can run into random trainers out in the wild. Pepe the Fishmonger. Of course. No, it's Pepe, the best Temtem trainer. I was expecting someone from the dojo, but I guess you'll do since you're officially an apprentice. Just going to rag on this guy. Okay. He also has 2 Temtem. One of them is that bird I just saw. And one of them is something I don't recognize. Hold techniques. Okay, some techniques have a hold value, which indicate how many turns the Temtem needs to be active in battle before using them. Okay, now it's explained the problem I had earlier. After using a hold technique, the turn resets, so the Temtem needs to wait before using it again. Okay, so yeah, I cannot use Hypnosis until 1 held turn. I did get 1 additional stamina for leveling. Let's kick. Let's just kick. I'm only hurt from doing things to myself. Let's kick and peck. It's fine. It always feels like it's going to be worthwhile to whittle down the weaker of the two. Half. I wonder if that means I'm half health. I saw a 1-2 above him. We'll just kick here. We will... trying to decide. I'm assuming neither... whoop. Wow, so if you click on it, it's too late. I saw it go red. Half is just that it does half damage. So that is good to know. We do have 10 left here. Let's do Psywave. So it would be normal. Let's go ahead and do it to the bird. Let's do Peck here and see if it goes ahead and faints it. It does. Is knocked out, not fainted, but same general thing, I believe. And he also overexerted his Temtem. I wonder how common that is. Okay. I would say still a relatively easy fight. Take me, you're pretty good for a kid. Balm and balm. Let's get quick healing done. Now he's gonna go pick on newbies and tourists. Okay, so the map has some like occlusion issues here. I do not seem to be able to adjust it, so I would have hoped that I could either see or that I could rotate the map. And so that might be the only downside. Okay, we're nearing up on 30 minutes of playtime here. I don't really think there's going to be a whole lot else that I can show you in the 30 minutes. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end here, save, get logged out, and then give you my kind of final thoughts. So now I've got the game paused. I'm back to the title screen. Let's get to the final thoughts for the first look. So what was good? I thought the art was stylized and good for the overall environment. I thought that it managed to stand out from the predecessor it's so clearly mimicking, and managed to do that in a very good way. I really enjoyed the way it looked. I thought the battle areas were a bit simple, but as an overall rule, I think the art style is good for the type of game. For the tutorial, I think the tutorial was pretty solid overall. I did interact with mechanics that I didn't really understand at the time, right? So while when I got the tutorials were excellent, I didn't always get the tutorials before I got the ability to interact with something. So for example, the delay on one of my abilities, I just had to wait around before I could trigger it. That makes sense to me now, but in the moment it looked like I should be able to do something, and I had no real reason to believe that I could not. So a little bit of both there. I also felt like it was good that there was a better or more in-depth skill choice than a lot of these monster battlers or collectors that you've seen before. And what I mean by that is, one, it looked like my skills always hit. So when I was able to actually do hypnosis to put something to sleep, it looked like it would have worked had the other thing not just been resistant to that. It didn't look like it had a chance to do so and it shook it off. Now, I could be wrong by that. I only was able to do so once, but that would make sense why you weren't able to cast it in the first round, as that would basically just automatically win for you, especially if you had something that did not immediately wake that thing up when you attacked. I also like the trade-off between your inability or your ability to technically spam the thing over and over again, but if you were to do so, you would actually be harming yourself to do it. So if I want to do my most powerful skill back to back, instead of just sacrificing stamina, I'm likely to actually be harming myself to do it as I'm overexhausted. I think that's a much better way to do it than other monster battlers, where I just have 10 uses of it before I have to rest. Because what that really ended up with is somebody would always spam their best and most powerful technique 10 times, then they would go somewhere, they would restore those 10 things, they would go out and they would do it again. In this, that's never going to be possible. In each battle, you're going to have to choose a skill in the given moment, and you're not going to just be able to spam it unless you're costing yourself health. Now, you could make the case you can just spam it, cost yourself health, and then go rest up. I'm not really sure how easy it's going to be to rest up in this game, but I did think the battles seemed more strategic and more in-depth. It was too early to really say that completely, but I'm looking forward to that part. Now, what did I think was kind of bad here? Well, in the first 30 minutes, I didn't really feel like we achieved much. It did not really give me much of a story other than I'm a kid going off to school somewhere and I've been given a random digital monster. There are special digital monsters that are apparently very, very powerful, and then I walked through some grass and I had one fight with a random monster and one fight with another trainer. While those things were fun, they were very, very short-lived for what they were, yet they still took a while to achieve. So I do feel like the pacing might be a bit off here, especially if we weren't going to get more story. Also, I don't really feel like it differentiates itself from Pokemon too much just yet, so we're going to have to see how that evolves as we go. The only real difference I saw was it looks like it's always going to be 2 versus 2 instead of 1 versus 1, or in some cases 2 versus 2 depending on certain situations. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move forward and we're going to be doing this review. I do feel like it played a little bit slow, so I'm not sure how I feel when I'm excited or not excited. I would say I'm kind of middle of the road on this one, but I look forward to playing a bit more so that I can give you a great review.